Okay, this is a little how-to video. I'm removing a wall. It's a little poorly done wall in my utility room. And not a big deal, but there's an outlet in the wall. And I need to make sure the outlet is taken out and rerouted. So it's a real easy thing to do. Most people are very intimidated by electric. I used to be, but I'll show you why I'm not anymore. The first thing you're going to do is go to your breaker box. And you're going to find the correct breaker. And here it says basement freezer, because that's what was plugged in the receptacle in laundry room. And that's breaker 9. Not all boxes are marked really well. I got tired of mine not being marked. So breaker 9 I already turned off. So if it's on, okay, now I'm going to turn it off. Notice my light is on that, so it goes out. Now, the other thing is you need to check and make sure before you touch anything, make sure that you did the right thing. Because suppose you flipped the wrong breaker. Well, let's take a look. This little gizmo shows you just plug it in, and it shows you how something is wired correctly or not. Now, there are no lights lighting up there, and you want to check both outlets, because in some cases they can be wired separately. They aren't usually, but they can be. One might be on a switch, one might not be, but you never want to take chances. So there's no lights lit up there. The other way I can check, if you don't have that, I have this little gizmo. This is my best friend. It costs $5. And it just flashes and beeps and tells you when there's electric. So I'm just going to turn it on. I'm trying to do this while I'm holding the camera. I'm not used to doing these how-to videos. This is a new thing for me. Okay, so I turned it on. Now this is what happens if there is electric. Now this is live. See, it's flashing and beeping. That's telling me there's electric there. And it's hot. Same thing. Okay, I know that that's a hot receptacle. And here's my cat. Say hi, Cody. Okay. And we put this here. You can actually put this little tip right in the outlet. It's plastic. Plastic does not conduct electricity. There's no noise there. The small one actually should be your hot. There's nothing. Just to make sure we're in the back. Yeah, just go around that area. And there's nothing. No flashing, no beeping, no nada. So it is turned off. So that's how you know you're safe. Okay? I took the cover off. It's real easy. Then you just gotta unscrew here. I'm gonna get my electric screwdriver because it's like my favorite thing ever. Saves my hands. I'm gonna turn it over to a Phillips. Sorry, there's not much light, but I had to turn the electric off. And I'll flip this to Phillips. Okay. All right. I put it on reverse because I'm going to take the screws out. So I just put it right on there. What I want to do is turn my flashlight on if I can. Oh, well. It's not going to do that. No, wait. Hey, that's better. Okay. I'm just going to take the screws out because there's nothing live here. And there's not much mystery to this. Everything is scary and difficult when you don't know how to do it. If you know how to do it and know how to do it safely, it's a breeze. I used to be petrified of electric. And then that little gizmo tool gave me the freedom to say, hey, I know there's no electric here, even though I turned the breaker off for sure. And that made me feel safe. So, you know, that's what did it for me. It's an extra little bit of security. And I'm just going to unscrew this a little bit more. Sorry, gang. My first how-to video. My friends have been telling me I need to make a ton of these. All right, we know the electric's off, so it's safe. You're just going to pull this out. This happens to be GFI receptacle, which is cool. They're required in bathrooms and kitchens because they have this little built-in breaker. So if something happens, it breaks, you know, turns off the receptacle here instead of at the big breaker, which is kind of a cool thing. Again, it's an extra safety measure. Now, you're going to look here. I'm going to show you. There are 3 wires coming out, actually 4 wires coming out of here. This is a special wire coming from something else. You really, for an outlet, a basic outlet, you only need 3 wires. There's a black wire, which is hot. Your white wire, which is neutral. It's not hot. And your ground wire, which is just a plain bare copper. And that's just there so that if there's some kind of a spike in the electric, see the power goes out, goes on and off, transformer blows, something like that, and it puts a surge through, just like you use a surge protector on your electronics. This grounding helps it to to just defray that off so your stuff doesn't get fried. Now, older houses, I'll tell you right now, they are not grounded. So a lot of times you'll see a metal box here, and they'll just hook it onto the metal box. Again, it's just for grounding. It's not a big deal. This is an extra wire. This is part of for a three-way switch. We're not using it. It's called a traveler wire. We don't need it. So we just cap it off. In this case, I know it's safe, capped off. We don't need it. So you can just pretend like that doesn't exist. You got your three wires. Your hot, your neutral, and your ground. And again, if you want to check and make sure you're safe, if you're really super duper paranoid like I used to be, and still am, you know what? You can never be too safe. No hot, nothing. Now I will tell you, using this gizmo, okay, do you see that little beep? Okay, that does not mean there's electric there. That is a static charge. If you get one little beep like that, that's it. That's a static brush. There's nothing live. It's because I'm moving it back and forth. That is not live. That's just static. Now we'll go back to the live feed again so you can see. You're going to have a constant beep and a constant flash. That's hot. If you just touch it the one time and you get that little tiny one beep and that's it. That's all it is. It's just static. There is no electric there. You are perfectly safe. This gizmo costs like $5 to $7. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's a voltage detector. And this thing, it gives you such peace of mind. So now that I've got this out of here, what I want to do, and the cool thing about these outlets now, some of the older ones, you have to screw the wire around the screw. So you would loosen the screw. I need to do this anyway. You're going to loosen the screw, which I'm totally missing the screw because I'm trying to do this one-handed and film at the same time. Okay, there we go. You're trying to loosen the screw. I'm doing this very badly. Hold on. I got to set this phone down for a second. I'm trying not to block it, but let you see at the same time. Sorry, dudes. It's tight. It's going to be tight. But you don't want those wires coming loose. Oh, for goodness sakes. What the heck? It's loose. Okay. So, the older ones, the wire will be rounded with like a pair of pliers. Okay, let's zoom in that, brighten that up some more. Okay. And it will actually wrap around the gold screw. The newer ones are really cool and easy. I mean, they make stuff so easy now. That's why it's so great to do your own home improvements. And on the back, you've got these holes. Okay. If I can make it, yeah, focus in there. And you just insert the wire, like I just pulled out, into the hole. And then tighten the screw and it keeps it from coming out. And what's great too, is that the back of this is labeled. So you can see right here, this says white/neutral. Okay. And over here says hot. Turn it around so we can read it. So we're not reading upside down. It says hot and tension. Does it say tension? So that's your hot wire or your black wire. And your neutral is white. Now that is most of the time, when you're just talking a simple outlet, that's what it's going to be. If you're dealing with three-way switches and stuff, then it's a whole different ball game. Don't even ask me that because I hate that crap. That's when I call my electrician friend. But you can wire in one end, and then you could go out this side to go on to another outlet to wire it and add it in. I daisy-chained my entire basement of outlets so that I could put in a ton of outlets, and you can daisy-chain. I think it's up to like 13. You have to Google that because of the code, and it's been a while since I've done it, so I don't remember. But you can, you go in one and out the other, and it tells you on the back. Use this one first. Use this side first. And then from the breaker, in, line in. And then this is only for load out. So it's great. I mean, you can do this stuff. It's so easy. If you just know how and you're not afraid to do it. And you shouldn't be afraid if you know to turn it off and do the right thing. So what I'm doing, I'm just unhooking all these wonderful wires. So I can take this outlet out of here, and I'm going to pop the box out. And then see how your ground wire is wrapped around this little screw? Okay. It's just grounded, the outlet here. That's how the older outlets are. All of the wires get wrapped around the screws. In this case, it's only the ground wire. I'm so sorry about the lighting, guys. Gosh, I didn't think about that. I'm trying to turn it up here so we can see better. And I'm just loosening that. I usually use 2 hands, which would look a lot nicer. I really need a second hand. I'm going to have to set this down for 1 second. You're just going to have to deal so I can get this loose so we can keep going here. All right, I'm loosening it. There we go. All right, it's loose. Back to filming. So sorry. I'll work on my video skills. One day they'll be up to par with my home improvement skills. Okay, so I've loosened it, and we just unwrap it. It's just going to pop right off there because the screw is not tight enough to hold that on there. It's off. And it's just that simple. I'm holding the outlet in my hand. And now you can get a good look at that back part, okay, where it says, light would be nice. Okay, where it says white, neutral, hot, okay, that's your line. It says line, so it's coming in from the breaker or from whatever area this electric is coming from. In this case, it's not directly from the breaker. It's coming off of another device upstairs. So wherever the power is coming from, you know, that's your starting point. So that's your line. That's your line in. Here is when you're going back out the other side. Okay, when you're going on to another outlet. We're only doing one, not putting in extras. Don't need to. Now, here's the other part. Now, because we have these wonderful wires hanging here. Now, I'm going to be turning this around. I'm going to go get some breaker nuts, some wire nuts here. Breaker nuts, I can't even talk. Here, we'll chase my cat around. Let me get my wire nuts real fast because you never want to leave a line just hanging there, even if it's dead, especially if it's dead, in the wall. Because somebody comes along behind you, say you move and you leave the house, and they find this thing in the wall. And like, holy crap, there's wires. First thing they're going to think is this live or not? Well, the way you make it safe and let people know that you've made it safe are to use wire nuts. And that's these wonderful little things here. I have a whole box of them. They're all different colors, different sizes. I've got orange. I got green. I like to use green for ground because I just like to be anal. I got red and yellow. So I'm just going to grab some more wire nuts here. And we're just going to wrap them on there for the moment. Just to show that we've taken the time to make this safe. This is not a long-term deal here. I'm going to be moving this very shortly. Okay. But I'm going to lay my phone down. Sorry, I turned sideways. It's just better that way. Okay. And I just take this end of the wire. And I'm going to put a wire nut in there. There's a little piece of metal. See that? It's almost like a screw. It's threaded. And that goes right on the wire. And you just screw it around and around. And it will lock on. I'm using this gigantic wire nut for one stupid wire. And it stays on there. And that way if somebody comes across here and they go, wow, okay, there's not a live bare wire sitting here. So if this was live, this would be perfectly safe. If this is not live, well, it just lets people know whether it's live or not. You've done it the safe way, the right way. I'm just having trouble with this stupid wire nut. It doesn't want to hold on. And the other thing is that when you, now this is just a ground wire, so it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna do that. This stupid thing broke off. Crud. Now, the wire broke off inside there because it was so decrepit. So I'm going to stick this bad boy on there. All right, so they're nice and safe. So anybody can see that those are safe and they're not being used. And you could just put them back inside the box and move on. So if you were closing this off for good and you didn't want to do anything else with it, you can get just a flat cover and screw it in, and that would be it. And that's cool. So that's how you disconnect and cap off the wires for an outlet. There's your box on the other side. Okay, it's real easy. I'm going to pop that box out of there and the wire out of there and reroute it. So I will post a second video when I go to hook it up. All right, guys, there's part one, disconnecting an outlet from the wall. and relocating it. See you in a bit.